Burger King is out with a new ad, and it seems like a bit of a strange marketing strategy. It shows a moldy Whopper as a way to announce that the fast food chain will no longer put preservatives in their food.
The average American eats fast food 2 to 3 times a week, and for millions, Burger King is the go-to choice. But before you grab your keys and order another Whopper, there's something you should probably know. A few months ago, my friend Jake left a half-eaten Burger King Whopper in his car. Not intentionally, he just forgot about it. A few weeks later, when he was cleaning out his car, he found it still looking strangely fresh. No mold, no weird smells. It was just there, like time had stood still for it. Now, to be fair, Burger King launched a campaign in 2020 to show that their Whopper actually does rot over time, proving that it doesn't contain artificial preservatives. But the question still remains, why do so many people report finding fast food burgers that seem nearly indestructible? Turns out it's not about added preservatives, but more about moisture loss. The less moisture a food has, the harder it is for bacteria to grow on it. That got me thinking, if fast food is drying out instead of decomposing like real food, what exactly are we putting in our bodies? And if you're thinking, well, at least there's the Impossible Whopper, I have some news for you. The Impossible Whopper has been marketed as a healthier alternative to regular beef. The problem? It's not exactly the nutritional improvement Burger King makes it out to be. The plant-based patty contains ingredients like methyl cellulose, which is commonly used in food as a thickener, but also appears in industrial applications, like construction materials. Now, before you panic, methyl cellulose is generally considered safe for consumption. But still, if my burger shares ingredients with wallpaper paste, I have questions. And here's the kicker. A regular Whopper has 657 calories. An Impossible Whopper? 630. That's a 27-calorie difference, the equivalent of half a cherry tomato. So you're eating more processed ingredients while getting almost the same calories. That's like swapping a Coke for Diet Coke and calling it a cleanse. And let's talk about taste. A real burger is juicy and flavorful. The Impossible Whopper? It's like chewing on a well-seasoned yoga mat. Burger King's marketing plays into guilt psychology. They know customers feel bad about eating fast food, so they slap on the word plant-based to make you feel like you're making a better choice. Except, you're not. But what about their regular beef? Burger King proudly advertises that their patties are made from 100% beef. And that's true, but that doesn't mean 100% of the patty is just beef. Fast food beef is typically processed in massive facilities, where meat from multiple cows, sometimes from different countries, gets mixed together before being formed into patties. And then there was the 2013 scandal that rocked Burger King's European supply chain. Tests revealed traces of horse DNA in some of their beef products. Burger King quickly dropped their supplier and assured customers that none of the affected meat made it into their restaurants. Still, the fact that it happened raises an uncomfortable question. How much do fast food chains really know about what's in their supply? It's not just beef that's questionable. If you thought the burgers were bad, wait until you hear about the fries. Ever left a homemade batch of fries on the counter overnight? By morning, they're soggy, discolored, and kind of gross. Now do the same with Burger King fries and nothing happens. Now that's not because they're loaded with preservatives. It's actually because fast food fries are fried at such high temperatures that they lose most of their moisture. Without moisture, mold and bacteria struggle to grow, so they just dry out instead of rotting. It's basically the same reason a cracker doesn't go bad quickly. That said, Burger King's fries do pack quite a bit of sodium. A medium order contains around 570 milligrams, close to half of your recommended daily intake. That's a lot of salt for something you can eat in 5 minutes. And let's not forget the nuggets. Burger King's nuggets are made from chicken, but they also contain fillers, emulsifiers, and leavening agents. That's pretty standard for fast food, but what some people don't realize is that the oil used to fry them contains dimethylpolysiloxane, an anti-foaming agent. Before you freak out, dimethylpolysiloxane is found in plenty of frying oils and is considered safe to eat. But it's also the same stuff used in silly putty. It won't hurt you, but the idea of my food having the same ingredient as a childhood toy? Not exactly appetizing. And if you've ever noticed that Burger King nuggets seem to have a weirdly uniform shape, you're not imagining it. Fast food nuggets are designed to be consistent. so they're shaped in a way that makes them easy to package and fry evenly. Unlike McDonald's, which publicly states their nuggets come in 4 specific shapes, Burger King doesn't officially disclose how many shapes they use, but they still follow the same factory-designed logic. They've designed nuggets to look and feel familiar, so your brain doesn't question what's actually in them. If you've ever tried ordering ice cream from a Burger King drive-thru, you've probably heard the dreaded words, "Sorry, the machine isn't working." McDonald's gets all the jokes about broken ice cream machines, but Burger King isn't much better. Some customers even claim their locations deliberately break the machines, not because they're malfunctioning, but because employees don't want to clean them. Unlike McDonald's, where the machines are notoriously complex and require special technicians to fix them, Burger King's ice cream machines are fully functional most of the time. But they require thorough cleaning, and employees sometimes take shortcuts by saying they're out of service instead of dealing with the hassle. Of course, this is mostly anecdotal, but if you've ever noticed that the ice cream machine is always down at night, but magically working again in the morning, this might be why. Even if you do manage to get your hands on a Burger King milkshake, you might not be getting what you think. Their shakes are technically not classified as ice cream because they contain little to no dairy. Instead, they're mostly a blend of sugar, artificial flavoring, and stabilizers designed to mimic the texture of real ice cream. So if you're craving a creamy classic milkshake, you might be better off going somewhere else. But let's talk about something even more frustrating. The sneaky ways fast food chains get you to spend more money. Ever noticed how fast food menus are carefully designed to steer you toward specific choices? Burger King uses a technique called menu engineering, where high-profit items are placed at eye level to make sure they're the first things you see. That means the cheapest options, the ones you might actually want, are often hidden in corners or at the bottom of the menu, while the most expensive meals are featured in bright, bold fonts right in the center. And then there's the combo meal scam. Most people assume ordering a meal is cheaper than buying individual items, but that's not always the case. Depending on the location, ordering a burger, fries, and drink separately can sometimes cost less than the combo meal. They rely on the fact that we're conditioned to think combos save money, so we don't bother checking the math. It's like one of those grocery store deals that says, buy 3 for $10. But when you check, each item is actually $3.25 individually. And then there's the "would you like to make it a large" question. This simple upsell makes Burger King millions every year. When a cashier asks if you want to upgrade to a large meal, it feels like a small decision. Just a few extra cents, right? Except a large drink and fries often cost way more than the actual difference in portion size. That's because the profit margins on soft drinks and fries are enormous. A large soda costs them pennies to produce, but they charge you over $1 more for it. Now, let's talk about what happens when you stop eating Burger King altogether. A friend of mine, let's call him Tom, decided to quit fast food for a month. He wasn't even a daily Burger King guy, just a couple of times a week kind of person. But he wanted to see what would happen if he cut it out completely. The first thing he noticed was his wallet getting heavier. On average, he was spending around $150 a month on fast food without even realizing it. The second change was his energy levels. Before quitting, he always felt sluggish after eating fast food. You know that feeling. You're starving, you inhale a burger and fries, and then an hour later you're tired, bloated, and regretting your choices. After cutting out fast food, he stopped having that post-lunch crash. He felt more awake, more productive, and generally better throughout the day. Then there was the unexpected benefit. His skin cleared up. Tom always assumed his occasional breakouts were just genetics, but after a few weeks without Burger King, his skin looked noticeably better. Turns out, a diet lower in processed oils and high-sodium foods does wonders for your complexion. And then there was the biggest change. He lost weight without even trying. Tom didn't go on a diet. He didn't start exercising more. He just cut out Burger King, and by the end of the month, he had lost about 6 pounds. That might not sound like much, but remember, he didn't change anything else. No extra workouts, no calorie counting, just swapping Whoppers for home-cooked meals and healthier snacks. So, did he quit fast food forever? Not exactly. He still eats it occasionally, but now it's a choice, not a habit. He no longer grabs a burger just because he's hungry and it's convenient. And when he does eat fast food, he actually enjoys it more, because it's a treat, not a routine. And that's the point. The goal isn't to never eat Burger King again. It's about knowing what you're eating, how these chains manipulate you, and making smarter choices. So, the next time you find yourself pulling into a drive-thru, ask yourself, are you choosing this meal or was this meal designed to choose you?